Good morning, children. How are you all? Have you all got your book corrected? I hope so. Some of you came, some of you did not come. Okay, but I wanted to remind you to write the notes little more neatly. When you some of your notebooks are very untidy. Write neatly, and when you write exam, because you are getting ready for your 8th standard, 9th standard, 10th standard and all, you write the public exam. Now itself you must improve your handwriting. You are all at home. Take time to write. And every day's note, please copy down the same day. Don't keep it for some time, so that you will not miss the notes here and there. Some students are writing the English note with some other subject also, or some other subjects notes are writing in the English note. All the extra confusions are there. Not all, but some of you. Therefore, each day's notes, only little notes you are getting, please write it down on the same day. Am I clear to you? I hope you are all keeping well. And we are in the lesson that the glimpses of the past. Glimpses of the past. I have explained to you what is it. So we have seen the East India Company conquest. Is it not? The first page, that is the page number 37. You have seen the company's conquest. How many years where the company was there in India? Almost 92 years. That is from 1757 to 1849. Then we have seen the British rule, how they came. So, how many years of British rule? From 1765 to 1836. How many years I said? 71 years the Britishers ruled. So, we have seen how the East India Company, what was their profit, and the British rulers, British people, why they came. They all came for doing the business. Okay, they bring their things and take away our costly things, and they keep a lot of tax for the Indians, and all kinds of confusions were there. They were taking away all the wealth of our country. They thought all the Indians are hopeless people. Maybe we don't know. Okay, so this is the thing situation, and they also taught different kinds of religion and things like that. So the people, some of our kings, as I said, the India was divided into small kingdoms. Okay, and the kings were ruling, or princes were ruling our country in different small kingdoms. And some of these people were for the Britishers, and some were against. Okay, that is what we have seen. And some were for, and they were happy that those people came to help to be Indians. That was there. Some of the people were thinking. But on the other hand, some of the learned people, the God-fearing people, or they realized that these Britishers, these English people are not going to help us. They are going to take away all our wealth, and they wanted to capture the kingdom, India itself. So some of them understood. So these are the things, some of the things, and they were teaching the religion and things like that. Is what last class we have heard. Okay, today we will learn the page number 39. An Indian, okay, who realized the cunningness of these English people. So who is that? You will learn something about Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Ram Mohan Roy. So Ram Mohan Roy, about 61 years, he was leading and fighting against these English people from 1762 to 1833. Almost 61 years. You will see how this Ram Mohan Roy, who realized the cunningness of these English people, and he is coming out. He is coming with the courage. We have seen Tipu Sultan also, is it not? But he fought still, but he could not. But he still, his death, he fought against these people. And here you will find a great man, Ram Mohan Roy. You will just look into your textbook, page number 39. Now, Ram Mohan Roy, a learned man from Bengal. So Ram Mohan Roy was from where? Bengal. He was a learned man, educated man with a lot of view. He had a bright intellect to think, reason and things like that. Understood what was wrong with the country. So the Ram Mohan Roy realized what is this wrong in our country? What is the situation in our country? We Indians are becoming helpless and the other English people are coming and occupying, taking away all the wealth and making the Indians slaves to them, all these kind of things. So Ram Mohan Roy, he was from Bengal. He understood. He was a learned man. He was an intellectual man. He was able to understand the situations. So what says that he understood what was the wrong thing. Wrong thing means things that is happening in our country. Then let us not despise ourselves. He says, let us not despise ourselves. What is the meaning of despising? Don't think that we are helpless people. Don't think that we are ignorant. Don't think that we have no strength or we are not intellectuals. He said, don't despise yourself. Okay, ourselves. Our ancient culture is great. So Ram Mohan Roy is telling that we don't despise ourselves. Don't think that we are helpless people. We have a great, rich culture. We have a great and rich culture. And we are capable of greater achievements. He is telling, taking very positive looking. He is telling we have a great culture. We are not helpless people. We can conquer if we stand together. We are capable. Capable means we are able to do and achieve many things. Greater things we can also achieve. And he says that we must first reform our society. Superstitions have been ruling us. So we must reform our country because superstition, what is the meaning of superstition? Having all kinds of ideas about believing in unnecessary things. See from superstition, some people come and read the palms. Is it the right thing? We don't believe, is it not? Because God has a plan for each one of us. We don't believe whatever other people say. We need to reason out. We need to understand. We must live according to our conscience. Conscience is a great inspirer. We are touched with ourselves. We will be able to understand us better. Is it not? So he is telling. So Ram Mohan Roy, he was a learned man. He is telling we Indians are capable of doing great things. What is the thing that we have today is remove the superstitions from our mind. We must remove or we must reform our society. Superstitions have been ruling us because we were believing what unnecessary things, believing in what other people are talking. We don't have our own reasoning out, things like that. So this is what Ram Mohan Roy is telling. He told his wife Uma. He is telling to his wife Uma, what is that? Cows are different colors. Cows are different colors. But the color of their milk is the same. What is the color of the milk? White. Cow may be in any color. It's not. But the milk is what the cows gives that milk in is white. He says that. And different teachers have different opinions, but essence of every religion is the same. So what he is telling? He is telling these people coming from talking so many things about religion, so many things, but the essence of all the teaching is, what is the essence of every religion is love, is it not? If we have the love for our neighbor, love for one another, everything will go well. What is lacking in us even now? Even fighting in their own, at home. People, brothers are fighting against brothers, parents are fighting, or rivalries, so many neighbors are fighting. All this is what? By? Because there is no genuine love. Every religion teaches to love God, love your neighbor. In different way they speak, but the essence of everything. As he is explaining to his wife, the essence of teaching is the same by all the religion. How he is comparing? Different cows are there. That is a different religion. but the essence of the milk what the cows gives is the same in color. So he is explaining to his wife about it, giving an example to that. Okay, now coming back, he was attracted by science and modern knowledge. Who? Ram Mohan Roy was we said, as we have seen already, he was a learned man. He was very clever, intelligent, and he was interested in learning things. He was attracted by the science and modern knowledge. He wanted to learn more things. Times as today, science and technology. See, for example, now you are sitting at home and listening to the class, is it not? Previously, you were coming to the school and listening to the class or attending the class, studying. But today, science and the technology is developed so much that you can remain at home and learn the things. Is it not? So this kind of thing. So this Ram Mohan Roy was attracted to this kinds of technology, science and development. He wanted to learn many things. Knowledge should be practical and scientific. He says knowledge should be practical and scientific. Not simply learning something. It should be practical. Practical means what? It should be helpful to our daily life. Not simply talking in the air, but should be able to live that life. Whatever we speak, we should be able to live. That is what Ram Mohan Roy is telling. Knowledge should be practical and scientific. Then he says, he crossed the seas and went to England to see what made the British powerful there, he told them. So, why Ram Mohan Roy was interested? Because they told this only the English people, they are talking in English and they are learning and singing. So, he had that thirst for learning. He was interested in learning. He crossed the sea. That means he went abroad. He went to England because that is something very strange for Indians to go there. But people are coming from different parts of other country, especially from Europe and British and things like that. But we Indians never went out, is it not? So here, Ram Mohan Roy, since his thirst for learning things, he did not mind. He went to England and he wanted to see why these English people, these British people are so powerful. They are really ruling us, making us slaves. He wanted to learn that. He made the British, so he crossed the sea and went into England to see what made the British powerful. There he told them, but he said, we accept you as rulers. He said, he understood why these people are so powerful and they are coming to rule over India. He said, we accept you as rulers and you must accept us as a subject. If you are ruling us, you must accept us as subjects. But you must remember the responsibility a ruler owes to his subject. Is it not? So it is a very great thing. He cannot simply treat people as we like. For example, your teachers, students and teachers. Is it not? I am the teacher, you are the subject, pupil, students. Can I deal with you in the way I like? No. I should respect you. I must give you respect and love, everything as like a student. So I am not the whole master. I am not the sole master of your life. No. I am only a teacher who is to guide you, enlighten you, teach you the things for your life. Not I cannot rule over you. I cannot simply beat you for anything and everything. Can I? No. So this is what he is telling. We accept you as our ruler, but you must accept us as your subject. And what is your responsibility as a ruler to the subject? This should be clear for you. You cannot treat us the way you like. You cannot treat us like the way you like. You cannot make us as only slaves, only for working without we have our own freedom. He is trying to tell that respect our freedom. Everyone has got their freedom. So this is what Ram Mohan Roy is trying to tell the Britishers. Okay? He says that you have the responsibility and you are rulers. You owe to your responsibility. You are with the responsibility. Freedom with the responsibility. We accept you as a rule, but you must give us that responsibility. You must have responsibility over our life. You cannot simply treat us the way you like. That is what he tried to tell these people. And he started newspapers, and the suspicious British stopped them in 1823. So, since Ram Mohan Roy was a learned man, he wanted to educate his fellow countrymen, is not? So he started writing newspapers so that he can give news to the people, so that the learned people in India may learn things properly. They are able to understand things and understand the Britishers and things like that. So he started to newspapers, but the suspicious means were doubting people. They don't want Indians to come up, is not? They wanted to suppress the Indians. So suspicious people, they were very scrupulous people, and they stopped them in 1823. So Ram Mohan Roy was trying to help the Indians. He wanted to bring some kind of justice to the people of India, but the British people did not allow him. They were very suspicious people, scrupulous people, doubting people. They did not want Ram Mohan Roy to educate his fellow countrymen. So that is what you will find in the life of Ram Mohan Roy. Is it clear? So there in our own life, see for example in the classroom, all of you are students for me, is it not? But all of your capacity is not the same. Some may be able to read or study well, others may be little weak, others may be moderate, different, is it not? Each one of you are good. You have your own talents, capacity, and the one who is able to, or one who is more intelligent, the one who is more talented should help the other persons. Not we have to show that I am proud, I know everything, therefore others are low. No, you must respect every person. That is what Ram Mohan Roy was trying to help his countrymen, but the Britishers did not agree. It's not. But we will see the later course, so many other people, learned people comes, and how finally we got the freedom. There are so many people sacrificed their lives. They were not interested in their own well-being, but for the cause, for the great success, in order to save the Indian people. Okay? They wanted to remove the British rule, and they fought. They were just against this. Okay, that is what you will see. So now, because Ram Mohan Roy did not, those British people did not accept, some kind of oppression started. Oppression means what? They were down. Now they understood. They started really fight each other. Fight each other means they were just going against the rules of each other. That is for almost 70 years such kind of struggle was in India. From 1765 to 1835. Almost 70 years the real struggle was there. There were oppressions were there. You will see the page number 40, if you look, you will understand it. But the British continued to oppress Indians. Oppress means what? Suppressing them, which means no freedom for the Indians. They are the sole masters. They were ruling the country. So they suppressed the people, India. In 1880, they had passed regulations regulation third, under it an Indian could be jailed without trial in a court. So these British people were very hard people, is it not? They have their own rules and regulations. They said if anybody go against their telling their rules, Indians will be put in jail without any trial. Today also things happens like that, is it not? Yesterday, if you have watched, one of our in the Aloshi family, there was a clip, the judgment. If you see that, you will understand. I hope you all must have seen that. How the people simply judge people without knowing the truth. So the British people also are telling the same thing. Indians can be put to jail if they go against their tellings, against their rules and regulations. This is what they are telling. All the time British officers in India drew big salaries and also made fortunes in private business. So what was these people? They work, they get higher salary, and we Indians also work with them the same way, but they were given only wages to them, the minimum wages, and they also made so many other business, all those. Their profit was make money to accuse the Indians and take away all the wealth. This was the attitude the Britishers had. If you look into the pictures, you listen and carefully, okay? By 1829, Britain was exporting British goods with worth 7 crore rupees to India. So, in 1829, they brought their British goods, maybe the things what they were made there, manufactured there, in order to attract, they brought it here. How much money it worth was? 7 crore rupees to India. So they bought so many things what they made in Britain. They brought it to India in order to sell, and they get so much money they were making. Governor General Bentinck reported back home. The British proposed on the company's loot while Indian industries began to die. So, the born of the cotton weavers are bleaching the plains of India. So, these people, when they bring their goods and they sell it to India, is it not? And then the Indians become worthless people. They have to pay high money and buy the goods and leave their life. But then we Indians had no freedom to make. Actually weaving cotton clothes and things, lot of mills as well were, weaving mills were and all were there in India. But because of their exporting their things to Britain, to India, bringing the things or materials, whatever is available, and Indians became incapable of doing the work because they were not supporting into each other. So this kind of, so what says that then what happened? Governor General Bentinck reported back home. So he was gone home. Then the British proposed on the company's loot while Indian industries began to die. So Indian industry began to die because they are looting all the money, taking away all the wealth of India. The bonds of cotton weavers are bleaching the plains of India. So the people were really struggling, workless people. Working also, no money. Everything was looted by. This was the oppression. They were suppressing the Indians. They were just simply grabbing, looting all the wealth of our country to their places. They were becoming richer and richer, and we Indians becoming poorer and poorer. Very, very pathetic situations. Okay, if you look into even in the society today, things are happening like that. The politicians and big people, they are all excusing the money from the poor people, all kinds of things. You are able to understand what is in our situations in which that we are living also. That is why we say that though we got freedom in 1447, but still we are slaves only for at the same different senses. Okay, different situation we are slaves, even still worse than the Britishers. Our Indians also are behaving with the poor people. It's not. So we need to understand. When we learn all these things, we must stand for our country. We must fight against injustice. We must stand for truth. These are some of the qualities that you must develop when you learn these kind of situations. We should become the real people who love our country. When loving country is difficult, but start loving your own family members. Respect your parents. Love your brothers. Help them. Support them. Obey them. Be responsible for your life. This is what today you can. Such kind of people, as they grow, they will learn this kind of good qualities so that they will stand wherever they are. They will stand for truth. They will work for justice. They will work for supporting one another, not selfish motivations. Not only to fill our stomach, we also must think other people are also needed like us. So what Jesus says, that what if I quote that, love your neighbor as you love yourself. If we have that attitude, everything will go well. So that is what you will learn this from this kind of injustice. That is the, don't take revenge. When people harm you, don't take revenge over them, but instead love them, understand why they do, then make them to understand. We don't have that patience. We will fight. If one slaps you on the right, you must show the left. That is what we have to do. But instead of that, we will give two, isn't it? This is what we do. But we have to be gentle people, but with responsibility. We should be proud about our culture. We must love our neighbor. We must love our own family people. Respect them, help them, support them. This is what you must learn from this. Today I will stop. If you are, I don't know how you are able to understand. It's very, very simple. Only little few sentences are there. You can take one. Well, you will see the page number 41. Now, dissatisfaction. This kind of rules, the oppression, the dissatisfaction of the Indians between them. Let us see. From 1835 to 56. 1856, almost 21 years, this dissatisfaction was there. What is the meaning of dissatisfaction? The rules, what they were doing, people were not happy. Both sides they were not happy. Indians were not happy. Other side, what Indians were doing, the Britishers, English people were not happy. Let us see what had happened. Education in India was in Persian and Sanskrit. So what is our Indians, what do they know? Sanskrit they must be knowing, but the Persian language they were not knowing, isn't it? But these people maybe started the schools and colleges and things, and they started to teach in Sanskrit and Persian. And in 1835, the Englishman named Macaulay suggested a change. So the natural learning in India was Sanskrit and Persian language, but these people, one of the Englishman whose name was Macaulay, suggested a change. What he suggested he wanted to do? We should teach the natives through the English language. So what Macaulay is telling? You must teach them English language. So that it is also good, is not? You are all studying in English medium. Why? Because of the British people only. We are otherwise what is our language? We have our own language, is not? So different Malayalam is our mother tongue, is not? And we are able to, because of this kind, some kind of source were there. They wanted to educate Indians also. So they changed this. Now, English education produced clerks to whom the British gave petty jobs under them. Incidentally, it also produced a new generation of intellectuals. So this learning English, Indians started to develop, learn things. They are able to understand them. Otherwise, English speaking people, we go and stand. If we don't know English, we don't understand anything. We don't bother. Let them say something, we do our work. This is what sometimes when we do. It's not. That is why we must learn other languages, so that wherever we go, we will be able to adjust ourselves. So this English education, because they taught them in their schools English, some of our Indians were able to get some kind of jobs like maybe secretaries or maybe some kind of peons like that. No, the education produced clerks' job to whom the British gave petty jobs, small jobs under them. Incidentally, it also produced a new generation of intellectuals. So people, our people are intellectual people. Wherever we go, Indians are standing first, if you know. If you don't know, it is even you go to different any scientific level also, Indians will be there. Some very, very highly intellectual people we Indians are. But we don't realize our value here. Is it not? So that is what he says. So this English education helped the Indians to learn English, and they started to develop, understand better. We must educate our brothers. Now realize we must educate our brothers and try to improve their material condition. So the Indians are now we must learn and we must also educate. See how they love the country now. Now we must educate our brothers. When we learn something, we must share that knowledge with others. We try to improve their material condition because our Indians are very poor. We must help them to improve their material situation. Poverty must remove. So then he says that for that we must convey our grievance to the English Parliament. So he is telling now we must educate our people. So we must really proudly speak to the government of that the people who are ruling us. We should have the courage to speak the truth. We must stand for justice. So he says that we must speak in their parliament. What is? We must get educated. We must improve our material situations. And this is what? By 1856, the British had conquered the whole of India. So started and all by almost 1856, the whole India was captured by the Britishers. That you will see in the picture there. They cared little about the needs of the Indians. Now once the whole country was under their control, they never bothered. Very little care was given to the Indians. Our kings have become puppets and have lost all our old jobs. So our kings were helpless people. As I said in the beginning itself, some of them joined with them, some were against them, they were killed and fighting, and they were like puppets. Puppets means what? Playing things, no? Our kings were like puppets in their hands because they were helpless. They could not do anything before them. That's what. And lands, and they are converting our brothers, and only talk, do something to drive them out. So what is said? Now it is time. It is real. The pain is started in India. Indians' heart and mind. They wanted to somehow leave them, and you only talk, do something, and drive them out. So he is telling you are not bothered of Indians. Now you become we Indians become helpless. You rule us, you take care, we never bother. So this kind of lot of struggles, the pain were undergone by these Indians, and they were feeling so much. So this is what in the dissatisfaction of the Indians by the rules of the British. Are they happy? The British people were very happy, but the Indians were not happy because they were simply oppressing them. They were simply making use of all their wealth and their energy and their strength, and they become like puppets, and even the kings were the puppets in the hand of these English people. They were not able to understand them. They were not able to give them the real freedom. This is what I will stop here in this class. Tomorrow we will see the next class. Children, read the lesson carefully and look into the pictures. If you look into the pictures, you are able to understand what was the situation. Of course, it is not that clear, but still you are able to read and understand how you are able to. And what you have is, when you learn this, you must simply fall in love with your country. You must love your country. You must, first and foremost, you must love your own family members. That love begins at home. Love begins at home. Whatever we do in our future, it begins in your own house, with your family members, with your parents. So you must have that kind of attitude. See you in the next class. Read the lesson carefully and study. Okay? Thank you.